Yeah, about ready.
Yep.
All right, peace and black power, everybody. My name is Tunde, short for Baba Tunde Ajibola. I'm here with two brothers representing the Harriet Tubman Nat Turner group. Yeah, I'm excited about this, man. This has been a long time coming. Why don't y'all introduce yourself?
No face, no case.
Hey, this is Rogue Amari, whatever you want to call me, man. Ace TNT in the house. Here with Baba Tunde.
Hey,
the one.
You already know. All right. So I'm not gonna waste any time, man. I'm gonna get right into this. So first of all, I just want to say I respect you brothers and everything y'all doing, man. And I generally don't speak on behalf of anybody but myself, man. But I will say this is definitely something that we as a collective have been needing for a very long time, man. So that's much appreciated to y'all brothers. So with that being said, let me jump into the first question. What is HTNT's purpose or mission?
HTNT purpose mission, man. How the whole thing kicked off, man, as everybody know was basically Rogue 1831 at first. I was all about weapons training, all that stuff right there. And then I had a sister hit me up in the DM, and she was telling me about the experience she had going out and training with this other brother, and they went to a gun range. It was white on gun range or whatever, and she was just talking about this uncomfortable feeling she had, how them jokers was all up, you know, in their face and their business, and like creepy feeling, man. I'm like, after we got done talking, I'm like, man, our people shouldn't have to feel that way going to shoot no damn weapons, man. Get trained on something that's essential that we need. So I was like, you know what? I'm not, you know, about putting myself in the spotlight, you know, at the time it was wrong because that's who I was. I'm not about putting myself in the spotlight. It's not for no clout or nothing. So I need to come up with something so we start training our people, man. But it's not about me. I want it to be about our people in our community. So in Cali, man, I had wrote up this whole doggone program, man. I had a business plan, everything about this Harriet Tubman Nat Turner. So I thought about it. I was like, man, you know what? This is it. This is the moment right here. And everything just fell into place. So I went back, looked at all the information, had to change some stuff up, man. And here it is, man. The Harriet Tubman Nat Turner group, which both warriors. And I got that feminine energy, Harriet Tubman, and then that male energy, definitely Nat Turner. And it all came together, man. So our purpose, man, is to get out here and train our people, man, and give them peace, man. Peace and training where it's no white spaces, no white faces. And our main thing is, people say, are you going to come here? For us, man, it takes black-owned land.
That's it.
I'm not training none of your white friends. We're not training none of you. Don't even bring them, because that's the most embarrassing moment for you and your little cracker. Because we're about our people and our people only, man. So that's the purpose that we stand on, making sure that we can train our people. They have peace while doing it. They're comfortable while doing it, and it's just us. And me personally, and I got to give props, man, to the guys that jumped on board, man. P, my partner out in Cali, man, jump over Bizza. Marcus down in Texas, man, and Mr. Curtis, man. Once you meet Mr. Curtis has been riding since these shirts came out, man, in 2007. 54 years old, man.
First time shooting a weapon.
First time shooting it, and he part of the team, man. That's our purpose, man. We're here strictly for our people. We ain't seeking no white validation. We don't give a damn about the NRA. We don't give a damn about their little.
We don't need no pat on the head and no fucking cookies and shit.
That's right.
It's strictly about our people.
Okay. Perfect. I love that. So with that being said, let's move into the next question. Why Harriet Tubman and Nat Turner?
Warriors. Warriors. I mean, if you think about what Harriet had to face, what she had to go through trying to save our people.
Right.
That's what word am I looking for here? That's
perseverance.
Perseverance, man. Thank you. Perseverance. To go through perseverance, man. And then Nat, we was on the land. And you remember that silent moment we had? Yeah, I just got the chills again. But me and Tunde went down to what was that? What part of Virginia is that?
Dewey or something like that.
It's the Nat Turner Library. We was down there.
I can't remember.
And the elder was walking us through the land that Nat actually walked on. So we stopped on the side of this cotton field. And I'm telling you, the energy, you could feel the presence and energy of our people. And for me, I could feel the pain. I could feel and hear children crying.
You stood there in silence for a while,
silence, and it all just hit me, man. So that's definitely, I had to go with Nat Turner. That's why I went the whole Rogue 1831 avenue, man. So that's why the name is there. Both warriors, man. This male and female, feminine and masculine energy in it.
Absolutely.
So, and it's not about just the fellas. Our sisters need this too. So this is where we are.
They gotta feel protected.
Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect.
Like he was saying, when you go into gun shops, and body language means a lot, right? So you walk into a gun shop, all you see is cracker faces and shit, and
off top,
you get the
that
folded on, you get the
it's not welcoming.
you get the little look of disdain and shit,
right,
all that
right,
shit, man.
Right.
We don't need that shit. No.
That's it. That's
So
it.
You shouldn't have to walk around, trying to prove something to a motherfucker. Like you not one of those blacks that they don't like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so it's perfect the way this is flowing, because that leads me to my next question, which is, why was it important to include the women's division, and what's the overall message you all wish to convey to the sisters, specifically about preparedness?
What are we without each other? What are we without each other? Like, before I go into it, I'm gonna talk about something that like hurt my feelings, man. Like sometimes I really speak on brothers most. I'm not one of these dudes who's gonna talk about the sisters and women. To me, that's not my lane, man. I grew up as a man. I know how to be a man, and that's it. I can't tell no woman how to dress, wear clothes. I don't know none of that stuff. And if I do, I want you to suspect something of me. I don't know what to wear as a woman to tell someone what she should and shouldn't be wearing. But I do know that there is no us without each other. I know that. And we were created and designed to work in unison.
Absolutely.
Unity. There's no unity without the black woman having the black man together as a team. And I ain't talking about relationship. We can team up as friends. And that's one of the goals we got as a group too. Like March is our women's event. Every year there's going to be the Harriet Tubman event, which is going to be geared towards all sisters at the end of the year. It's the Nat Turner, which all brothers and stuff. But at this Harriet Tubman event, we got eyes peeled because we want to pull some sisters into the mix too. So it's an actual Harriet Tubman division and a Nat Turner division. Together we are HTNT. So it's paramount, man, that we have the whole our women in the mix with us, because this is not just a God thing right here. Our freedom, our liberation is not only dependent on us as black men. It depends on our women. It depends on our children, how we raise them and prepare them for the future, man. It's a whole team concept, and I'm not about to just forget the team concept. Oh man, we in front. No, man, we need our sisters. Our sisters need us.
If you look at most black movement, women are always in the
I mean, it's right. You can't, like you say, you can't subtract women from the equation. There is no us without women. Exactly. That's definitely one of the things that I respected the most about HTNT when I saw you guys first, forming and everything like that. Is as far as black people concerned, as far as men and women, it was inclusive of all of us. It just wasn't, oh yeah, we chill, let the men handle this type. Nah, our women are warriors, and they need to know this stuff also. You know what I mean? Just like the brothers, which leads
about the women. I'll tell you about the women, man. Honestly, if it wasn't for women in our community, there is no HTNT, man. Because when I was first looking for land, it was a sister stepped up.
That's it.
Hey,
that's it.
My Uncle Joe out here, he got this land. I said, you think? She said, I'm gonna get with him and find out.
That's right.
So that sister put in the work to ensure that we had our first plot of land in Texas to train on. And then time goes on, another sister hit me up. Out the blue, I wasn't expecting this. And boom, my family got land in Louisiana. Y'all definitely welcome to come. Man, that just blew my mind, man. So those are sisters stepping up, which, like you say, at the forefront of every movement, our sisters is always there. And this is key for us, man. It's key. Like the video we posted on P doing the weapons bill at the end, I couldn't do nothing without acknowledging them sisters and we got some contributors, man. Some people that donate to our little GoFundMe monthly, man. Some weekly, some give. And the majority is sisters, man. We got some brothers that do some stuff too, man. But our sisters, man, when it comes time for a response,
they show up,
bro.
They're gonna show up, man.
That's
show
it.
Out.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
We need that though.
Yeah.
Because this society programs us to be at odds with each other.
Exactly.
So you'll see women, black women, getting sucked into this Me Too bullshit or all this other bullshit, right? And they'll put a face on it. It'll be us. When they're mad, that's who they see.
Right.
So you gotta change that narrative.
Right. Bobby Clark, Dr. John Henry Clark, man, says something that I always remember about how he advocates the African blood brotherhood
Yeah.
and accompanying blood sisterhood.
did.
And I think what happens, man, is like we overstep some lines sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I always talk about the black man correcting black women. Well, if you follow what Dr. Clark's saying, that's the job of the African blood sisterhood.
That's it. That's
The
it.
fellows that's messing up in the
That's it.
community, that's the job of the African
it.
blood brotherhood.
Come on, right.
Checks and balances,
That's
man.
it. That's right.
And I think it's a lot of quarreling going on because we don't understand those lines,
Right,
man.
right,
I can tell her, no, man, let her sister do
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
Well, I can tell this
That's
brother,
it.
no,
Right.
sis,
Right.
let us handle this
Right,
brother,
right,
man.
right. That's it.
That's why on my page, when I'm usually in a rant,
Yeah.
I'm addressing black men.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's a sister out there that's going to handle anything going on with
That's
any other
right.
sister.
Exactly.
But me, I'm going to address some black
That's
men.
right.
Yeah,
That's right. That's what I love. Y'all stand on principles,
Don't
man.
get,
And that's
yeah, don't
important.
get caught arguing with no woman.
Yeah, come on, man. That's it's not
Especially
acceptable.
out
It's
and
not
about
acceptable.
so everybody else can see.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on,
It's
man.
not acceptable, man. It's not acceptable. And speaking of, what is HTNT's message to the brothers about preparedness?
Message for real. And
Yeah.
it's kind of not even a message, man.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking about the sisters a while ago, man.
Mm-hmm.
From our inception, hey man, sisters step up, black men. And we had some brothers, you know, put their name in a hat to come to the December class or whatever. But in comparison to our women, and I think what it is, man, is as a black man, we have this ego thing.
That no
Oh, he's
doubt.
just about to
No
say.
doubt. No doubt.
We have this ego thing. Oh, these dudes, I'm a guy too. You can't.
No doubt. Yeah.
But it's just
Right,
some
right.
stuff that we don't know, man. I have this mantra where you know what you know.
Right. Right.
And even though I don't like to talk about my little military history background, whatever,
Right.
I started at a certain place in my military history, and I was into all this bodybuilding stuff.
Yeah.
And bodybuilding, you look like
Right,
that
right,
guy,
right,
but
right.
no actuality, when you got to perform in life, you're not that. And I found out the hard way trying to go over that route, and it
Right.
broke me.
Right.
So me not having egos, it's an old brother who's a Vietnam brother. Hey, come here. You need to change this, and this. Had I had an ego, man, fuck that. You can't
That's
tell
right.
me nothing.
That's right.
I wouldn't have known it because I know the stuff I know today because of that. Because I made a change because my
Humility,
brother
man.
told me. Yeah.
Facts. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was able to take what he's saying
Right.
and use it. Not saying, oh, I already know this stuff. You can't tell me nothing. No, man. I knew what I knew. Obviously, he was where I wasn't, and he knew something more.
That's right.
So I had to take his advice. I had to go learn some stuff.
right.
I couldn't let my ego get in the way. So to the men, our men, I say, man, hey, you know what you know, and you know if you don't know this stuff. Hey, the real world ain't Call of Duty, man.
Yeah,
You don't get
right.
no
Come on,
resets.
man.
You out here faking the
That's
funk
right.
like you some warrior, whether it be
That's
with a
right.
weapon
Yeah.
or any other type of physical stuff you got to do to alleviate a threat. Because some folks will have you believing that let me put these hands on you. Hey man, it's some folks that's a good talk.
Yeah, you can't.
But you don't know. You need to learn some stuff.
Right.
Ego, man. Whether it be with weapons or physical, you know, putting
Yeah,
your
yeah.
hands on somebody, whatever you need to do to alleviate a threat. It's a self-check. I know what I know. Anything else, I'm willing to learn. I think a lot of brothers, man, aren't willing to say, you know what? I don't know all this shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to this goddamn training.
Right.
I'm gonna go to the training. That's the only thing I say to brothers, man.
Right.
I mean, I look at every black man as a warrior,
Right.
unless they D-Wade or somebody.
Right.
But I look at every black man as a warrior, man.
Right.
But you got to have some tools to go with that. You got to have some mental tools.
Facts,
You got to have some
right.
first weapon tools, which is your
Right,
knife
right,
edge, this
right,
body right here.
right.
And then once you got that mental and that knife edge in place, then you pick up a weapon.
That's right.
And because the weapon is only a tool, that's not
That's
the
it,
power.
that's it, right.
You
Yeah,
as the
yeah.
black man, you as the black woman are the power.
That's right,
So you
that's
get all that stuff in check. You can only get that in check by checking them big ass egos that we tend to have. So that's my advice, or what I need to say to black men. How would you say? What would I say to black men?
Yeah, it was
yeah,
the overall
basically,
message.
yeah. That's the overall message,
yeah,
man. We need
yeah.
to check our
That's
egos,
it.
man.
That's right.
And develop and grow and be willing to take a lesson or learn something from another black man.
Right.
Pe-
What he said.
Yeah.
But
Right. Yeah.
when we first met,
Mm-hmm.
like he has a strong personality, and I do too.
Right.
But you have to look at the bigger picture of what we trying to do. You know
That's
what I'm
it.
saying?
Yeah.
And just like he said, you don't know everything. I know a lot of things about a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
but I don't know everything.
That's it. Yeah.
And our problem is everybody want to be in charge.
Yeah,
Right?
man.
We'll
Yeah.
sink the boat
Yeah.
because we can't be the fucking captain and shit.
That's
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And we can't keep that mentality in
Yeah.
our community.
For sure.
You gotta change that mentality.
Yeah, and I gotta chime in on what people saying. He brought us something key about everybody, want to be the chief or the head or in charge. Let me tell you, the biggest, and it wasn't ego, it was easy for me, but I guess somebody else was looking, saying, why did he do that? That was an ego thing for me to just, hey, you know what? I don't need this thing to say Rogue 1831. I can step back away from that. I can bring these, because everybody, the males that's in here now, I'll say that every last one of them are of alpha mentality. And I don't like calling myself an alpha.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, though.
But they have that, step up.
That's right. That's right.
Going into a room of people that each one of them guys walk in the room and be like, they'll command presence.
They got that way.
They got that command
He ain't
presence.
saying nothing to you.
Yeah. So for me, stepping back, I mean, that's an example of putting your ego out the way, and it's the bigger picture of our people, man. I took Rogue 1831 out of it. I mean, it's me, I wear my shirt, but this organization group, it's HTNT. It's with the team, the brothers. Like at the end of the video.
That's another thing I love, because I noticed it too. I noticed that when you
step back.
I noticed it.
Pull back, man.
With leadership, you gotta take yourself out, right? So I used to have the biggest problem was you trying to delegate something to somebody and they ain't doing the shit fast enough. You like, fuck it, I just do it myself. So we gotta learn to stop doing that. Fuck it. If I can't be in charge, fuck what he's saying. He ain't shit no one.
For
and
sure.
then people like that, once the motherfucking crackers start shooting at your ass, or something happened to your
call them HTNT boys.
Call them in.
till it hit home. Then
right,
all of a sudden, you want to be fam. You want to be, you want to know.
Yeah.
You gotta know beforehand. You can't just turn on like he said. This ain't fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah, it ain't though. Right, it ain't.
And last thing, real quick on this question.
No doubt.
Question he said. He mentioned also knowing everything.
Yeah.
I told him. I think I told y'all in there because we have like a little everyday chatting, man. Wow. But we did a lot done. We have like an unofficial. What word am I looking for? A think tank.
Okay, I'm about
the
to say
stuff that we discussed in there, man.
Yeah.
Major. So in our Vegas event, we're gonna have a real think tank. But the stuff we discussed, major stuff. And for us, it's not all about the weapons, man. We got some ideas and stuff that's coming out that's gonna enable us to help the community, whether it be black schools, black organizations. That's what we're about, man. It's not the weapons are secondary. But what Pete said about knowing everything, I know people will ask me about weapons, and even in my occupation, we use weapons, and I knew how to deploy a weapon to alleviate a fucking threat. But in each cell, there was 2 weapon sergeants, and them dudes was professionals at this shit.
They did.
So now in the whole little cell, I'm fortunate to have P and my boy Dre out, and all of them really. Besides Mr. Curtis. Curtis said he knew, but he gonna get there. He said he gonna get there. But these dudes are gurus. So when sometimes somebody asks me a question about a weapon, if it's not employing that weapon to break a bitch down, it's just about the mechanics. The mechanics and the engine building it. That's why Pete did the video.
I got you.
I'll go to, hey man, look, the dude asked a question about his AK. I said, hey, let me get with the team, and we're gonna figure it out for you. And sure enough, boom, they got in there like them. Okay, this.
Boat carrier.
They figured this problem out, man. So
they ain't even lay eyes on the
I don't know everything. I know how everything as far as employing these.
You know how to lay them
But you know what's powerful though? It's powerful that both of y'all and the whole team, for that matter, is concerned enough for the well-being of the people that you're willing to say, hey, I don't know this, let me get with Brotto. And we gon', you know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing, man.
And that's how any organization should be, though, man. You should never be afraid to say, hey, I don't know this, but I got somebody who do, so let me get back with you. That's the ego.
No doubt.
Get the ego out.
No doubt. Okay.
It's a lot of that in our community.
It is.
And what I call them is like attention whores and shit, right?
Facts.
So I want all the attention on me. I gotta be the center of attention.
Limelight.
Right. So
it's a lot of that shit. All right, and so y'all, this next question, y'all can decline to answer just because I say that because I don't want to reveal any plans that y'all ain't ready to reveal or whatever, but. Is there any chance that we'll see a mentorship program for our youth, or either a Young Warriors division in the future?
So one of the main when I told you I went back and got the my old write up about the original Harriet Tubman Nat Turner thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So one of the things in there was a whole youth empowerment and development camp. That's why it's important for the women to be there as well.
Oh, come on,
so we're
man.
gonna need some educators. We're gonna need some even though I be battling with them sometimes, my vegan chefs out there eating healthier. And we're gonna need some brothers. Yeah, we need some brothers with like you're talking about the whole trades and skills.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely,
I want all
bro.
that to happen at the
Absolutely.
summer because we're the in the gap right
That's
now for
right.
the youth. So
That's
we
right.
have to prune them and raise
That's
them
right.
up.
That's
And at
right.
the end of this camp, man, it's a vision I have where I want our spiritualists, our people who understand to have a doggone rites of passage. And that rites of passage involves African spirituality as well. And then it's an age limit. You know, they come to the camp, and when you hit this age, now you go into your rites of passage.
Right.
Now the younger sisters and brothers who are at the camp, they seeing the group ahead of them. Like, man, I can't wait.
Right,
I can't wait till I do my rites of passage too, man.
That's right.
So that's an empower. So that's one of the
Love
many
it.
things, man. It's
Yeah.
it's like I say, the schools sponsoring black people, man. And I don't give a damn if like sometimes you'll look and you'll get people say we're gonna come to the class.
Yeah, right,
And
right.
it'd be big numbers, but then the numbers go down.
Yeah.
So with the numbers, with the funding, man, with the money, trying to put a little pot together. I don't give a fuck if we don't raise no money.
Right.
If I gotta use my fucking funds to
Right,
do
right,
some of this
right,
stuff.
right,
Then
right.
I love our people so fucking much, man, and I care about us so fucking much, man. Sometimes I may have to go without to make some of this happen.
That's right.
And right now, I really don't give a fuck
Yeah.
because I'm coming from a place where if I can give my life for a fucking country who didn't give a fuck
That's
about
right.
me or
Come
my
on
people
now.
really
Yeah,
and hit it,
that's right.
oh, I can do anything
Exactly.
that's necessary and required of me
Right.
for our people, man.
Right.
So that's why we talk about loyalty. My loyalty may be different because I saw it from a different side. Like, what the fuck was I doing?
Right.
What the fuck? Why?
Right.
I came back from the first Desert Storm. First thing I saw was Rodney King getting his ass.
Yeah.
I'm walking through the airport. I see Rodney King getting his ass beat. I'm like, well, wasn't we just over here
That's right.
fighting for
these
freedom?
motherfuckers. Right.
But then you
right.
come home and you get pissed
That's right.
on by the
Yeah,
same
man,
people that
that's
you
right.
fucking protect.
That's right.
But yeah, man, it's hard out here.
It is though. It is. And so since we're on this topic, what in your opinion is an appropriate age for a black youth to start weapons training? And what would you suggest a parent or guardian start with as far as that's concerned?
Okay, so
I saw you smile. You right? Yeah.
so no lie, no lie.
Maturity first, though.
Yeah. And maturity of the parent as well.
Yeah,
Maturity
Okay.
of the parent as well.
Okay.
Because it's age don't make somebody mature or grown.
That's right. That's right.
It's just their age. There's some immature parents out there who got jokers blazing with
That's
it.
right.
No, man, that's
Yeah.
not weapons responsibility,
That's right.
man.
Yeah, right,
So
right,
with
right.
my boy at 4 years old, he was telling me I'll point to a part, he would tell me the part. And then boom, I give him more parts to add to it. Now tell me what they do. Now tell me the cycles. It's all before he was 5, 6 years old.
Wow.
Now he knows functions check.
That's right.
He's been to the range. At home, we can't get to a range. He got the little Glock.
Oh, yeah,
that he
man.
got.
Yeah.
He on it, man. He understands picking up his sights. He understands sight. He understands all that stuff. So for a parent and a child, the age is when you're ready as a parent and you're a responsible, mature parent to start teaching you. Then you can start the basics. You ain't got to put the weapon in hand first. You can just talk about the
right.
four
Yeah.
fundamentals
Yeah,
of
right.
doggone the safety. You can talk about the functions of it. You can talk about being a responsible gun owner so that child knows. When they get older, you can talk about the use and deployment of these weapons to protect and defend our black women, children, and our families and our properties and getting into
That's
properties. It's a lot of black people who talking about black businesses, this, that, and the other.
Come on.
I want you to put in your head that there is no successful black business unless you're able to protect and defend that business.
it.
Because we know through history, all the black Wall Streets we had, they coming.
What happened?
So you got to
That's
prepare
right.
to stand in
Yeah.
defense
That's it.
of your business.
Right.
that part.
Yeah. Right.
So like with the teaching the kids, like my son grew up with guns in the house. I could leave this here.
Won't touch it.
He won't touch
right,
it.
right,
He won't.
right.
He won't put a finger on it.
Right.
He won't try to play with it. His friends come. He advises them. You know what I'm saying? So you have to raise your kids with that mentality.
Gotcha.
You can't just
Gotcha.
push them into
That's
it.
right.
You know, a lot of parents like they try to live through their kids.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll try to push their kids to do a lot of stuff that they should have done as a child.
Right.
But you just have to see what they're interested in and just nurture the stuff that they like.
Yeah.
So if your kid's not ready to shoot a gun,
Not
don't
ready.
force it on them.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I feel
'Cause
that.
sometimes you can push and force your child completely away from what you think they should be doing.
That's true.
Sips of tea. It's like the knowledge.
Right.
The knowledge.
Right, yeah.
This whole walk of life being
But it's your
pro-black.
delivery.
This whole walk of life being pro-black, man,
Yeah,
or
right.
Hard out
knowledge,
here.
man.
Yeah. No
I
doubt.
tell people all the time when I had, because you remember when we first started hanging with each other,
Right,
really
right.
was through the group. We had the teleconference, man.
Yeah.
And I was
Oh, yeah,
wild.
right.
Yeah, I was wild. I was on the
Yeah,
phone.
yeah.
And I was new.
Yeah, right.
And then I had to reel myself in, man. I was like, you know what? Everybody ain't receptive to that right there, man. So, you know what? I got this mantra with that.
Yeah.
Put small sips of tea on the table.
That's it.
You put the information out there for them.
Yeah.
Either they're going to drink
I
it
got
or not.
a buddy G. He said, "Put it where the goats can get it."
Mm-hmm.
Basically, make it as plain as possible.
Yeah, you can't
And they'll
force
pick it up or they won't.
Yeah, you can't force it, man.
You
I'm
can't.
not forcing
You
nothing.
can't. You
I used to
can't.
be on the whole arguing and debating
Yeah,
on
yeah,
for what,
yeah,
man? That's
yeah.
we talked about energy.
Yeah,
Man, that's a waste of fucking energy.
is, yo.
Energy, like I said,
It
it should
really
be
is.
applied energy.
Yeah.
My energy got to be focused and applied
That's
on
it.
something. Them debates online.
They don't go nowhere. And it's for
For
nothing.
what?
Yeah.
For what?
What's that post I made? You still gonna have to fight.
You still gonna have to fight.
You still gonna have to fight.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
you can, oh, I'm more woke than you. I know
That's
all this
crazy shit.
knowledge
Right,
and all
right,
that
right,
shit. But
right,
at the end of the
right,
day, you still gonna have to
Still.
fight.
Ain't no way around that.
That's the bottom line. Of that
Right.
shit.
Definitely. Alright, we're gonna switch gears a little bit. So for someone who has zero experience, right, in the area of warfare, what would be roughly, let's say, the top 3 things that you feel like are of the most importance when someone is just starting to dive into this whole arena?
Know yourself. Know your enemy. And train. Know yourself. If you know yourself, you know who you are. That's your ground
I love
zero.
that. Yeah, I was gonna
that's
ask
your
you to
ground
explain.
zero.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
your ground zero. You know what you got to work on. I know I'm weak in this, and I'm strong in this. Okay, build you a check sheet. Work on this. It might be, man, my physical health, my physical well-being.
Yeah.
I'm out of shape like a motherfucker.
That's right,
I can't
right,
talk
right.
about going to war with nobody. I can't
That's
fucking
right,
breathe. I
that's
can't
right.
take this damn weapon up a set of steps.
That's right.
I need to work on my physical being.
Right.
You gotta be disciplined.
Yeah.
I also need to get my mind right. If you don't have any purpose for warfare and a purpose to fight, well, for what? The hell with this shit.
That's true.
The people who I found who don't really know their history are sold out.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand who we are in our
Right.
history and how we got to where
Right.
we are right now.
Right.
You're going to learn that history by getting that head in some fucking books, getting around some people who got this knowledge, and being quiet and listening. He said, get what book now? Okay, I ain't
Yeah.
gonna comment. Let me go get this book and read it.
Right.
They said, go listen to Dr. Clark, Dr. Amos Wilson. Okay, let me go listen to them people. Get your mind, your physical, your mind. Now you got a purpose and direction. Your history is the purpose. Your direction is, I gotta know my enemy.
That's right.
Why I need to know my enemy? Because I want liberation for my people. I don't like my people in this situation right here. Does that mean I gotta physically fight my enemy right now at this moment? No. But I gotta fight as a black man on this battlefield called America.
Sowing the seed.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I used to be like him. Fuck these crackers. Blah 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 blah. Right?
Man, stop talking about me.
Yeah.
All on my Facebook, right?
Yeah, right.
But over time, I would just post an article or wouldn't say it as inflammatory. So what I noticed is my timeline started to change. So where you used to see a lot of fights and this and that, you don't see the fights no more. You start seeing more posts that are black oriented posts. You know what I'm saying? People loving themselves more. They talking about the same shit I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't count all the times I've been called crazy just for a motherfucker to come back later and be like, you was right.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Damn
But
right.
that's what he said.
Yeah.
Everybody's not gonna take it up at
That's
the
right.
same
That's
rate
right.
as you.
Yeah, that shit come with the territory, man.
But you just put it out there,
Yeah.
and they'll get to it. So that's what happened, man. You just gotta beat them. You can't beat them across the head.
Right. You had touched on something that was actually the second part of this question. I want both of y'all to answer this one. So, what are some books that you would suggest that that applies to this area, or that you feel helped sharpen your weapons, self-awareness, who your enemy is, that type of thing? Come on, man. Come on now.
So first book he pulled out was the ISIS paper.
Yeah.
Hey, if you ain't read the ISIS paper, man, Dr. Frances Cress Wilson, took what Dr. Neely Fuller had, man, and she highlighted it and brought it out and illuminated it, man. So the ISIS papers, and an actual textbook that you really need is the Blueprint for Black Power, man. And this is not where you pick this book right here up and just start reading and go through it. No, man, you start with that first chapter and you study. You study, and then you move on, man. You get some people that's also reading this, and y'all talk about, what was in that book. Here comes the comprehension part, because maybe you may have read something and picked up on something that somebody else didn't. Maybe you see it in a different light, so now y'all can talk about it. And here comes the comprehension part, man.
I gave all my good books to my ex and bought me some new ones.
Anything
you gotta learn, man.
Anything Dr. Amos Wilson, man. The Falsification of African Consciousness. The book that we had in the group was Who Betrayed the African World Revolution.
Changed my life.
Yeah,
personally, changed my life.
Who Betrayed the African World Revolution.
Yeah.
Another book that we read. The Destruction of Black Civilization, man.
Bible.
And I just did a couple posts on this right here. Talk about 4,000 years of just amazingness, who we were as a people, just this illuminated people we were.
That's right.
And then at the first sight or the first mention or bringing us that crack into our midst, and it changed, man.
It, man.
It changed. So. Destruction of Black Civilization, anything Amos Wilson, man. My very first book.
Now this, I haven't even read this one. Yeah, I know I do.
One of my very first books, books, no lie, man, that really made me say, wait a minute, what the hell was, don't make me forget it right now, Powernomics, Dr. Claude Anderson. Even though it's talking about the economic, Dr. Claude Anderson is deep, man.
Damn right.
And then I read Powernomics and watched his video, how passionate he was, and it brought him to tears, man, about our plight. I said, wait a minute, man, this is serious right here. That's when I found out, hit Marcus Garvey up, Philosophies and Opinions of Marcus Garvey, that's a must-have, Race First, about Marcus Garvey, must-have. And then my latest and greatest, man, is Baba Baruti books, man. I started out with, my very first one was Revolutionary Daily Thoughts. It's 365 days of just thoughts from different African scholars and teachers and stuff. Then I got into Iowa. Yeah. And then it was a Sappho. And then it was, man, I pretty much got everything by Baba Baruti, man. So those are just a few books. And what we'll do is we'll list these books on the pages, man.
Perfect.
Yeah. Robert F. Williams, man. Hey, the information is out there.
Yeah, man.
And that's again sharpening that mental.
That's right.
Because if you have no purpose, you're gonna get the purpose from our history in these books.
Right.
You ain't got no direction of where you need to go, man. So you gotta have a purpose.
I gave her all my books. I went and bought new ones, man.
Oh, you got another one over there. It's my part right there, Asada.
Oh yeah, Asada.
Yeah. I just saw that out the corner of my eye. This is one I would suggest. You know what I mean? Not the.
You got another book.
Yeah.
A few books people should get.
Yeah.
It's your books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey
man, if y'all don't know anything about Baba Tunde, man, hey, this is a brilliant, bright, well-enlightened brother right here, man. And I know he think this dude crazy, but every post he make, man, and reading about Ogun's Apprentice, man, like how he talks on that. I mean, if you ain't following nothing and nobody, follow Baba Tunde and then go to his Ogun's Apprentice page, man. The stuff that he's putting in there, and he's taking welding and putting it in a whole different light, man. So your books, bro. Your stuff.
That, bro. I appreciate that, man. Really.
So that's the humility.
So I love this portion of that was dope. I like that. Reading is definitely important. You know what I mean? So moving to one of the next questions I have, which is, how would you all define enemy, and is there a clear-cut and specific enemy to Africans globally? And if so, who is it? You know what I mean?
To quote Dr. Khalid, until you get rid of the white spider.
Come on, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You can kill the spider web
Right.
until you get rid of that white spider.
That's it.
You're gonna always have these problems, man.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna make it simpler than that. Dr. Clark said, and I love some Dr. Clark, man.
Facts.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
some Dr.
Facts.
Clark.
Yeah.
Dr. Clark said, black people, if you want a friend, look in the fucking mirror.
exactly.
it.
We have
Your friend look exactly like you.
That's it. That's
If
right.
you don't look like you, they ain't your
That's right.
goddamn friend.
That's right.
And if they ain't a friend,
Yeah. That's right. Come on.
I can't get no clearer.
It-
man.
it-
But that's what Claude Anderson says.
Mhm.
We've been tricked into this people of color bullshit.
Right. Right.
We
right,
want to be
right,
everybody's
That's
friend.
it,
We
man.
want to support everybody, but we don't support ourselves.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
And even with the government, that people of color thing, who's the bottom of the barrel of the people of color? We are.
People,
Mhm. Yeah.
that
right,
people of
right,
color
right.
shit is what they call benign neglect,
Yeah.
right? So the government can act like they helping you,
Mhm.
but and like all the civil rights programs and all that bullshit, affirmative action.
Right.
Who's the face
on.
of affirmative action?
Come on.
White people,
That's it.
right? White women,
Mm-hmm.
right? But on paper, we helping the minorities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the shit. We gotta get out of that fucking trick bag and fucking support ourselves.
That's right.
You're not gonna get anything asking another motherfucker to do it for you.
That's
do it
it.
yourself.
Which leads me to this question, right? So I've been following HTNT movement since conception, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, so I know that you all are exclusive to Africans.
Yes.
Right. So
Facts.
for the
No
so
cap.
for those people out there that don't know why that is so important to a movement, especially like HTNT, can you just explain to them a little bit why is that of like pretty much the greatest importance as far as us moving as a collective, being exclusive to each other,
So-
not including others.
To bring down or stop bring down an organization or to stop a movement,
Mhm.
what you have is you have inter-organizational co-optation. Right?
Mm.
What that means is you start bringing in these motherfuckers into your organization, they infiltrate your organization,
Mhm.
and then eventually they take over your organization.
Seen it
Or
time
then they
and time
change the
again.
message
That's
of your
right.
organization.
That's
Or if they
right.
start giving you money,
Come on,
you
man.
know who we talking about.
Come on.
Now you can't say what you want to say.
Right,
Because now you
right,
taking
right,
a
right,
paycheck
right,
from this
right.
motherfucker who made you say something different.
That's
The
it.
NRA, the
That's it.
USA,
Right,
all
right.
the motherfuckers.
I wasn't gonna say no
That's right.
names,
Well,
but
Yeah,
So-
that's right. Yeah.
you gotta get those type of motherfuckers out of your situation because what they're gonna do is they're gonna water down your message, right?
Mm.
And once they water it down, then the people that's looking at you and the people that's looking up to you, they don't look at you the same
That's right.
because now you've changed
Mhm.
and now your integrity is in question.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
So at the end of the day, you always have to keep your integrity
Mm.
with everything you do.
That's right.
So that means you gotta do everything by yourself.
Fucking do it by
Do it
yourself.
by yourself.
Damn right.
And
Yeah.
adding on caveating, and hit the question, you know, it was why it's important that we are an all exclusive and not an inclusive
Right.
organization. Because I don't believe in the fucking picnic where everybody's invited to the goddamn
that's
picnic.
virtual.
Damn right.
That's
Damn
bottom
right.
line first.
Right.
Also, history teaches.
Come on. Yeah, that's right.
History teaches us and shows us
Mhm.
what happens when we allow other people into these organizations.
Mm.
One of the biggest failures of the Panthers was they didn't vet.
Mm.
It was all types of Asians getting off up into the Black Panthers, man, infiltrating them, whatever.
That's right.
With us, even to come to training, man, you're gonna go through some type of a vetting process
be.
because we
Yeah.
want to know who you are. We don't know.
Right,
We want
right,
to know
right.
where your mind is. We want to know any significant events that may have happened. Which there should be a lot to cause you to be the person you are today. We want to know where you stand as far as our people go.
Yes,
How you support them.
Right.
We also want to know. Are you tied in with any law enforcement people? I got law enforcement in my family.
That's right.
Long handle
That's
like a motherfucker because I can't trust that.
Right,
so we want to
right.
know if you got any law enforcement ties because we ain't training with no
That's right.
LE, retired LE, mall cops,
Right,
book
right.
cops, no cops
None of that
at
shit.
all.
That's right.
You and your white friends ain't
Yeah.
gonna come, man. We are all exclusive because our people
right.
take priority and we don't care about nothing, nobody but our people. That's it, man. We're not the cookout.
That's right.
Bottom line,
Can't
man.
come.
And that's from
Yeah.
history. Like we
It
just
is
said,
from history, right?
Like we
Right.
just said what Chancellor
Right.
Williams wrote.
Mhm.
4,000 years. 4,000 years. And the moment you let
Yep.
crackers up in your shit,
Yep.
it's destroyed.
Yep.
But I'll be damned if there's gonna be a destruction of AT&T.
Love it.
Once you see one termite,
Love
there's
it.
1,000 termites
That's it.
that you
Yeah.
don't see.
That's it.
And
Right.
we knock down the web,
Yeah.
we knocking down the web and stomping
That's
on the fucking spider.
Damn
So.
right. Damn right. Alright. So leads us to the next question. Principles. How would you all define principle? And second part to that question, how does your definition how would you apply that definition to how you feel black people should carry themselves as far as how each other interact, like being on code or, you know, brothers respecting, define principles and how that should look?
Oh, so he'll tell you, I'm a very principled person. I do everything I say I'm gonna do.
Right.
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 And if I say something to you, you're not gonna be able to come back later and say, "Man, Pete told me that all that shit, and I found that this motherfucker got a white wife." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
Principles, man.
That's right.
You know, you stand on it, and this is how you live your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People don't like it or not.
Right.
Whatever. But people need to we just need to stick together.
Yeah.
And we don't do a lot of that in our situation because we too busy being distracted by the pat on the head and getting the cookie from motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So
sure.
like I have my own IT company, right? I used to make $600,000 a year. I spent a lot of money helping a lot of black people. You know what I'm saying? Like I had my own economy pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Standing on that shit. And I was doing a lot of stuff for people that couldn't do shit for me. At all. Right? But I didn't lose no sleep about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
It is.
Right?
It is.
So you come, and I told Rug this. You doing a job, right? And they put the crackers in it. They take the contract, right? But you know, in our situation, people always look at you like they treat you as a less than. You don't know nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, you know, they always try to take credit for shit you do, right?
Right.
So okay, you can have a contract, but what they did is they went and hired 6 people to do my one job.
That's right. Yeah.
But if I didn't have principles or integrity, I would have just took the first little money they offered me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And went on my way.
Which we see that a lot. We see a lot of black people that have no integrity, no principles, and they fold. They buckle, you know.
So principles. It's just me.
Yeah.
It's your foundation.
Need one?
Your foundation.
Yeah,
I had to go back and
right,
rebuild my
right,
foundation
right,
as a
right,
black
right,
man
right.
because in the military they kind of cloaked that away from me. So I really had this whole patriot, I'm a soldier, retiree foundation.
Yeah.
But that's no good for us as a people, man. And I had to rip all this shit away and I had to basically rebuild from the ground up. And my principles started out with getting these books and learning who I was as a black man, learning our history, detail, and really knowing what went on and why we're here. So that's like my foundation. And it's my morals as a black man. Once I found out what was going on, my morals was, hey man, everything I do has got to be for and about my people, and that's got to be a daily freaking walk. And everybody knows it's a hard walk sometimes. It's a hard walk, but once you get there, hey man, you there. You might sway left or right, but my principles say, get your ass on track. I can't go and say, well, I'm gonna train 600 million black men, and then out the blue here I come. Training crackers. I'm not gonna do that. And people say, well, why not? It's a business. Well, to me, weapons ain't no fucking business like any other business in the world. Weapons involve taking a goddamn life.
That's it.
Weapons is warfare.
Exactly.
You ask the question, who's my fucking enemy?
Right.
So if I can't look in the mirror and this dude right out here I'm training don't look like me, I'm training my enemy.
Like you taking his money now. You really having a dual loyalty.
And I got it from any other type of business. You get their money.
Right.
I refuse anybody that's not inside of us. I refuse that money.
I agree
because
with you.
This is really basically any type of business of warfare.
It is.
And warfare is a different business than selling a shirt, selling some food, selling a product. It's different for me. So Principles mean I'm standing on my foundation, my history, the guidelines I got, and I'm trying to move accordingly every single day. I'm not switching up on my people.
Right.
I'm not here finna talk about African spirituality to push my gun stuff. Give me a African deity name. I'm Ogun, this, that, and the other. But I don't move that way. Or behind closed doors. Hey, Bill. Hey, Tom. How's the NRA today? Fuck that. No, I'm about my people, and that's it. So those principles help me stay on the right track.
That's right.
Yep, so that's it for me, man.
Do what you say you're gonna do, man.
Do what you say you're gonna do. Right.
It's hard out here.
Yeah.
It's a lot of noise in our community, right? So we got a lot of people masquerading as pro-black or whatever, right? But at the end of the day, what I do is I watch what you do. I don't care what you're saying. I'm watching what you do.
Right.
Talking is the easy part.
It is.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a lot of people out here exploiting our plight just to get money.
Marketing geniuses.
Yeah, man.
Just to get money.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
that's it, bro.
But I'm gonna go ahead on this right here too.
Yeah.
Since you're talking about the whole
Go
marketing
ahead.
thing.
Please do.
Like,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people see me sometimes post about the black 2A community. I mean, this is my number one gripe right here, man. Is exploiting our fucking people, man. Some of these people are some fucking marketing goddamn geniuses.
Facts.
They understand that our people.
Yeah.
People looking at, okay, what does it mean to be pro-black? What does it mean to be woke, this, that, and the other? And this stuff that come along with that. You learn about Garvey, you learn about that flag, you learn about the colors, the red, black, and green.
Right.
A marketer who ain't really about that, but understand that black dollar.
Right.
Man, if I put that red, black, and green on the logo,
Exactly.
I'm gonna get them black dollars in here like that.
Man.
Exactly.
But I'm not standing on principles. I'm not moving like them.
That's right.
So somebody like me see that, oh shit, they go a black gun group.
Yeah.
Yeah, you the real me in.
Yeah.
You the real me in. So I go over to this goddamn black gun group, and you got white boys that's part of an African American gun club. You got white boys winning awards at an African American gun club. I should. I got the right to be fucking pissed off. Cause you lying to our people. You ain't got no fucking principles.
It's a bait switch, man.
But talking to the fellas, I learned to calm down a little bit and say, you know what? Alright. But it irks my fucking nerves that it's like
as
that.
As it should,
man.
though. It should. I feel like
he'll go on a tangent, man.
Also another.
Yeah.
I think it should, man, because it's preying on the vulnerable, man. Not only is it the vulnerable, it's our people. It's our one. You know what I mean?
Just take that shit away from it and just be you. Okay, I'm a black person out here. I offer this damn training.
Exactly.
I train everybody.
Exactly.
But don't use them fucking colors.
That's
Don't throw the names of our ancestors up in your stuff when you ain't standing on principles and upholding their fucking names. The ancestors probably looking down at you, frowning on your fraudulent ass.
Absolutely, without a doubt. You know. Love it.
Sorry, man.
Nah, that's cool, but we're gonna get into that a little later. But you had touched on something that I wanted to ask both of y'all about. So, does spirituality have any bearing on how one should carry themselves as far as being at war and nationalizing is concerned?
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, go ahead.
So remember I said you know what you know.
That's right.
And me, the whole spirituality, I've read, I've talked to people. I'm a fledgling. I'm a baby in it. But I understand that it's also vitally important to get into our African spirituality. So that's where I am. I'm a fledgling, man. I'm trying to walk that path. And I understand its importance, especially in warfare, because what do people always look at? We look at Haiti. Haiti's effective. Effective through spirituality.
That's a fact.
And that spirituality helped them do what they needed to do. Okay, so we got these weapons. I know that I got to get grounded more than I am right now into who I am as a spiritual being. Because when this warfare starts, in the military, they'll tell us that when we're going into, I've been to the Balkans.
Okay.
And sometimes them people, they'll fight what's called a spiritual war.
Right, I got you.
And even us, as specialized people, we understood that, hey, these motherfuckers are about to be relentless.
About to die for
it. Yeah. So now thinking back to me where I am, I need to get into that spiritual mode, that spiritual warfare mode. So when it's time, I have no qualms in the motherfucking world in giving this life up for my fuck. I don't fear death like that because I understand it. But when you get into that spiritual aspect, Haiti's successful because of it. They had some tools, but once that spirituality took And I'm a beast with a gun. I'm a beast with a weapon.
Yeah.
So when it get right, my fledgling go somewhere else.
So my thing is, when you pray to people that don't look like you.
Okay, yeah, that's number
right.
one. Right,
you already lost.
Right.
And what we did
already
is
lost. Yeah.
We forgot our culture and took on the culture of the people that destroyed our culture. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So like, I'm not knocking them, but
yeah, of course.
I'm not praying to no motherfucker that don't look
That's
like
right.
Well, we'll try to paint it black.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll try to paint it
put
black.
a Jerry curl on it.
Still white.
Exactly.
Still white. Right.
So when I ask people, how'd you get into the place where you are as far as your spirituality?
Yeah.
Well, it's always no, it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that was forced on you.
Yeah.
And if a lot of these motherfuckers like to be indigenous and all this other bullshit,
word,
right? Hebrew Israelite, all that
right,
stupid ass shit.
Right.
What I always do is I offer up the DNA test. I'm like, I will pay for your DNA test, so you can see where the fuck you came from, right? And then once you find out where you came from, learn what those people that were stolen practice.
That's right.
In that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
your fucking spirituality.
Yes.
Right?
Psychological warfare.
I agree with that.
Psychological warfare. That spirituality,
right.
that cracker forced on our people.
Yeah.
It was shoved down your throat.
That's right.
And then it became tradition.
That's right. Beat into it.
It's tradition now.
Right.
Big Mama bringing it down.
That's right.
Because initially, I don't want to get beat. I got to do this right here. Yeah. Now, it's tradition.
It is.
That's psychological warfare.
You can do it 1,000 times. Don't mean it's right.
Right. Damn right.
And so, I mean, but we the only people that do that.
Yeah.
We practice the religion of our oppressor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And we gotta stop that shit.
Yeah.
And once you get out of that, because I just like a chain. It's like, oh, my chain is shinier than yours because I'm a Hebrew Israelite or I'm a whatever. I'm a Christian. I'm a this or that, right? But you still practicing the religion of your fucking oppressor.
Now let me tell you something. Warfare.
Yeah.
I will go to war with a gun carrying Christian. I will. Who's well trained.
Yeah, right.
Understands about race first.
Yeah.
Right, we're finna go fight these motherfuckers.
Facts. I agree.
He got some of those same principles.
Yeah.
He might. Hey brother, you do some more study.
You know the ones I'm talking about.
Do some more study on that part right there.
Right.
But you working out with these goddamn weapons?
Right.
You know the ones. You know the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Turn the other cheek.
Because that's what I was about to say, man.
Right. Stop using like the religion as a crutch.
That's it, man.
We use a religion as a crutch not to do something. Right?
Yeah.
Instead of using it to empower ourselves, we'll use the shit to use as an excuse.
Yeah, it take the fight from you.
To turn.
I mean, that was one of the purposes.
Right.
For them giving it to us, doing so it make you docile. You don't want to fight.
Let's talk about Nat though.
Yeah.
Say, Nat was a Christian.
Okay.
Nat was a Christian. Okay, I got that.
Right.
But to me,
and
I think you can agree to this.
Yeah.
Nat understood the power of that word that we practice as force, and he used that to get them to want to fight.
Right.
So he understood it, and he used it in such a way to get what he will make.
That's why they encourage that. They make it illegal for you to read, because once you start reading and understanding what they trying to teach you, like that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Oh, obey your master and all this bullshit. But then the rest of that shit, you kill them off.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get to that.
Right. I definitely agree with you, especially reading another book, The Revision, that Baba had wrote.
Yeah.
And so when I was reading that, and it was talking about Nat Turner's Christianity or whatever. The fact of the matter is, he was. If I'm a child of God or whatever, what type of way is this for me to live? Then who are you to keep me in chains? You know what I mean? But I mean that logic has.
Yeah, if
you know
read,
what I mean? It's,
like I said, I'm not a Christian or none of that. But if you read Revelations, Jesus don't have limp hair. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, it's like we ignore all of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we ignore all of that shit.
Absolutely.
And just turn the other cheek. Right.
I'm not trying to.
And then we try. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then because we use that, love your enemy, love your open enemy, and all that
hugs in court.
Ain't going on.
None of that, buddy.
Right. All right, let's move along to the next question. Is the Pan-African flag, colors red, black, and green. Why are they so important to HTNT?
Because for us, it's for me, it's like a banner, a beacon of light and hope. When I see those colors, red, black, and green, and I see the hope that the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey had for us as a people, man.
That's right, man.
And he brought it about because we didn't have a flag. Right. And most nations, every nation has a flag. The people under that nation fight and die for it. Look at this raggedy ass American flag. You ain't finna disrespect that flag, and they will fight and die for that flag. Yep. Now finding out that we got a flag, what? that's my beacon of hope. Right. That's my patriotism. To Pan-Africanism. To us as a people. Yeah, exactly. And to man, another thing, to see it disrespected.
I know.
Man, my brother died for this raggedy ass country.
Right.
Flag right there in that box, right? But guess what? When he died, they still try to criminalize him. You know what I'm saying? All accusing him of all this shit. All in his apartment, trying to find something to smear his name. Well, that's what they do.
That is what they do.
So them RBG colors, man, it keeps us locked in on principles. It's our guiding light. It's our beacon of hope. And for me internally, man, it lets me know that, hey man, it's purpose. It's purpose. All our ancestors, everything they went through, all the hurt, the pain, the tears, the crying, and I'm glad I was able to stand on that land when Nat Turner was, because I got a deeper connection to that. Yeah, it's every time I see that flag, every time I wear these colors, it's purpose behind it, man. Yep, it's purpose.
Definitely. All right. So let's move along to the next question. This is the question I said we was gonna get back to. 2A, right? First of all, what is the term 2A code for? Everybody doesn't even know what Second Amendment. Second Amendment. Okay, Second Amendment. And
right to bear arms.
Right to bear arms. Okay. Constitution talk and all that.
Constitution back when you ain't had no rights.
Right. That thing. Part. Yeah. So, in both of y'all's opinion, why are 2A black people specifically dangerous to the collective?
And this is opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Opinion.
Yeah.
For me, the 2A people that I've seen and how they move and their principles, they align themselves with them crackers. Where you got a brother rocking some RBG with RBG flag and gonna say his 2A brother. Well, from outside looking into some of these 2A cats, some of the most prejudiced, racist crackers you ever want to meet in your motherfucking life, man. That ain't your goddamn brother. That ain't no brother of motherfucking mine. I'm not a 2A guy. I'm gonna have some motherfucking weapons. I'm gonna carry some goddamn weapons. Fuck your 2A. I'm gonna have some weapons. I'm gonna carry some weapons for my people.
That's right.
To protect my family.
Yeah, absolutely.
To make sure shit go away. Bitch, I'm slanging lead too.
Damn right.
And you ain't my brother. That whole 2A shit, man. Why don't you bite on Pan-Africanism as hard? Why do you take and bite this Americanized 2A shit and latch on to that shit? But you won't latch on to Pan-Africanism. You won't latch on to being an African for your people. You won't do that. But you latch on to this 2A brother. Yeah. This cracker sitting over there looking at you, skinning and grinning, smiling and shit.
Talking about your
you cannon fodder.
Right.
Because them 2A crackers if shit go down, hey brother, we getting ready. They gonna put your ass to the front of the motherfucking fight, and you cannon fodder. That makes your motherfucking brothers, man. But if you don't understand your history, you have no foundation or principles and no understand any of that. So you gonna move lost. Your asthma's fucked up.
That's it.
You got a magnet by your compass and your shit going crazy. You don't know where to go. Find your people. Find that flag and get behind the people on that flag and learn about who you are. That's your beacon of light. Fuck that 2A. My 2A is just red, black, and green. That's my 2A. I don't fuck with them dudes, man, because a large percentage of them are compromised. Not everybody. I've seen some, but to me that's confusion.
I was about to say, you seen some? You seen some?
Some brothers that they'll say they 2A, but then they'll be talking about some Pan-Africanism, RBG stuff. I think that's confusion.
I do too.
Cut the confusion.
It's oxymoron.
2A is American like a motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
Crackers in their constitution wrote it up when they weren't talking about you.
You wasn't even
3/5.
So stop being confused.
Right.
Learn about Garvey. Read about Garvey. Learn about these colors.
That's right.
find about his philosophies and opinion, and then you move in that manner. Man, fuck a cracker and that 2A. And if them your buddies, fuck, we got 25 seconds. We got 25 seconds, and I'm gonna start it again. But if them your brothers, fuck them too.
Yeah. You have any input?
I don't fuck with 2A brothers.
Yeah.
They can't even come to my fucking house.
It's about 12 seconds. It's gonna end. But what I'm gonna do is go ahead and end it now, man. I'm gonna start it back up again.
Alright, bet.
Wow, man.
Yeah, I'm feeling the way this is going, man.
People crazy, man. People,
So, you had more to expound upon about 2A, or that was your piece?
So,
We're gonna wait till a couple people.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You got a whole book full of questions, huh?
Yeah, man, yeah, we on the last page here, but yeah, it definitely.
Hold on, let's see if anybody comes in. All right, there go one. Mr. Dodd, what's up? That dinosaur gun you done built, bro. You got over there that dinosaur gun,
damn
bro.
sledgehammer.
That 45-7 to knock a Tyrannosaurus down.
Show them.
There go the West Coast. There go Dre.
Yeah.
Andre.
Sis.
Hey, what's
Peace,
going on?
peace,
What's
peace.
going on? Let me see if I can get my sweat. Jumbo!
Oh, yeah.
So we got a few. 9.
Yeah,
when we hit 10,
yeah.
we're going to roll.
I bet that.
10, let's roll.
Boom, so, yeah, 2A.
So like the 2A shit for me is, you know, those motherfuckers will only call you their brother as long as you don't offend them.
Oh, come on,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah.
And then, you know, you say something they don't like, or if you speak about, you know, police brutality or all this other bullshit, then all of a sudden you a nigga,
Yeah,
you this,
man.
you that,
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's right.
I don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah.
So you gotta be separate, like I was saying about the co-optation, right?
Yeah.
So these people bring you into their organization, right? They support you, they sponsor you,
Right.
give you money and shit.
Right.
Now you gotta say what they want you to say,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You compromise.
Compromise.
You have no integrity.
That's right.
In my book, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I don't really fuck with that 2A shit. I'll buy guns because it's my right.
That's it. Yeah.
And so, like I told Rogue this story, you know, motherfucker broke into my shit, okay, but the police came here, and by the time that cracker went out that front door, he was like, it's a ton of guns in there, right? They don't like that shit. They don't like that you own
I know it.
and own guns and know how to use them,
Yeah.
right? And you're proficient at it,
Right.
because now they can't oppress you as much.
Exactly.
And so when people got guns and shit, and you know, a lot of us want to support these candidates that want to take your guns away from you and shit.
Yeah.
At the same time, they're turning the police into a paramilitary force.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're giving them tanks.
Seen
They're giving
it,
them police,
Seen it.
personnel carriers. You know what I'm saying? They come knock on your door. They got a whole stack of SWAT dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Police force now is like a mini SEAL
It's like
team
a-
section.
yeah, exactly.
But they want to take weapons.
But they want
Right.
to take your
Kiss
guns
my
away
ass.
from you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so that's all I got to say.
And the same thing with the whole the 2A community, the white folks, and that little thin blue line, man. That's HTNT.
Come on, man.
We not a thin blue line organization, man.
Right.
Like I say, whether it be a mall cop, a school cop, whatever cop, that blue line, because black folks under that blue line, they see that blue line before they see themselves as a black man or a black woman.
Exactly.
That blue line comes before our people, our struggle, and our plight. I don't give a damn what nobody say. That blue line is serious for them.
Yeah.
But they can't do the same thing them blue line wearing crackers do though.
Right.
They
can't.
still
Right.
They still
Right. You still
If they
still
get
black.
caught out-
Yeah.
they still that
they
word
get-
all like
Yeah, I
say.
know.
Yeah.
If they get caught out there without that uniform on,
Right.
they're gonna be one of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Even with the uniform in some cases,
Yeah.
like, it don't matter.
There's some bold ass
Yeah.
2A crackers out there that's cops.
It is though. Right.
Yeah, people can't oppress you if you got guns.
Yeah.
And willing
And
to
will
fight back
willing
for
to-
your people.
That's important.
Because you standing on
Yeah.
a strong foundation with principles, purpose, and you moving as such.
That's right. All right.
Teach your kids that too.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
So people, and that's part of the thing. You gotta raise your kids with the same mentality as you have. You know what I'm saying?
You do. We don't want it to.
We
die
might not.
fast.
We might not see the fruits of our labor, but they will.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or their kids will. So just gotta keep that in mind.
Nice. Speaking of, that was a good segue into my next question. Is how would you all define what leadership is? Leadership.
So technically,
Yeah.
leadership is the ability to provide purpose, direction, and motivation in order to get a group of people, along with yourself, to accomplish any task, mission, or purpose that you have out there. Leadership is not just stand in front of a group of people, I'm in charge, you do what I say.
That's a boss.
Yeah, right.
Leadership is not I.
Right.
Leadership is y'all ain't done yet.
Yeah.
It's none of that right there, man. Leadership is there are some people who are natural born leaders. There are some people who are great managers and not leaders. But leadership, a true leader, he understands people. He understands he or she understands how to communicate. Communication is key. Some people can't talk without shitting on you.
Yeah, man.
It's not an effective
right.
leader. Because if you shitting on me,
right.
I ain't doing motherfucking
Doing
thing,
the right
chief.
goddamn
I'm not
thing.
following
Right.
Communication
Right.
is key, man. There's some
Right.
people who don't know how to communicate. A lot of people get misconstrued and see Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad and how he was full of fire and think that that's how you. No, that was just fire.
Right.
That was his fire.
Right.
But you see Dr. Khalid talking to a group of
I
brothers.
mean, it was full of love, man.
Yeah, it was his talk.
Yeah.
That's to draw you in.
It ain't no you stupid motherfucker.
Right,
You ain't shit.
nah,
No, man, that's not how you communicate with nobody.
no.
It ain't the name, it ain't none of that.
That's right.
Hey, we're in a bad goddamn place, man. We ain't tracking. We ain't doing this shit right. We need to get our shit together and get on motherfucking line.
That's right.
Move under code. Follow these goddamn principles and be a more effective organization. How many times did I shit on you just then?
0.
0.
Yeah.
But I was on your ass.
Right. Damn right.
I included me in that whole thing.
That's important too.
Yeah.
I
included
me.
Yeah.
Ain't no
Not
y'all
the
this,
right,
y'all
right.
that.
Yeah.
Like you
Right,
above.
right.
Hold yourself accountable like you hold them.
Nobody's
That's
above.
so important.
Nobody's
Yeah,
above us as a people.
Right,
But there are
right.
some people out there who will
Right.
throw themselves above. Some people throw themselves above the people who they work with in the government.
Yeah.
They have a whole business and they'll shit on the people that's working with them like you're above. No, you're not above. Those are my brothers. Those are the team. I'm gonna mention them before I mention myself. I'm gonna put them in some stuff before I do it myself. Because without the team, it don't work. It's like we said earlier. Without the sisters, it don't work.
Right.
Can't leadership. Leadership is some got it misconstrued.
Yeah.
But it's all about communication. It's all about you including yourself in this organization and team, and not shitting on folks.
Yeah.
Man. So
You say you are.
Yeah.
and be who you say you are. Man.
Yeah. All right. I feel like you answered my next question, which was, what are some qualities you feel a good leadership possesses?
yeah.
I feel like you answered that in depth, right? So, which leads me to my next question, though. How does one become a leader? Is there a way, how would, if there's a young brother or sister out there who has the potential to be a leader, they don't have any guidance or anything like that. Like, what are some things that can help foster?
In comes the summer youth program, where we got these sisters and brothers out there who are maybe business owners, who are maybe teachers, who own these businesses where they're out building and working in the community. Other black people who are leaders, some managers, but they seeing all this and they learning from that. The adults, mature adults, who are training and teaching our youth at these at like a summer program like this, can pinpoint. Oh, they got it. And every year that this youth comes, they're being groomed. They're being brought up year after year to this summer camp. So by the time that rites of passage come, they got all the keys to the kingdom. And they're going to start moving. They got all the guides. And hopefully we can get some elders at this.
Absolutely. Yeah, must have. Yeah.
For the youth to see that.
Right.
We can train up leaders.
Yeah.
Because some people have it, are born with it. But you can, hell, I was a professor of military science, was teaching basic leadership at Northern Illinois University for like 3 years.
Wow.
And there's some egghead ass crackers came in there.
Yeah.
And by the time I was done with them,
yeah.
you wouldn't believe it, man. Wouldn't believe it. So it can be taught. The person being taught got to be open and receptive to it. And they got to understand, like we talked about being a manager. Leadership ain't about shitting on nobody. You putting yourself on this pedal, so I'm the boss. And a good training program has all that in there, built into it, so they don't have these egos and attitudes me,
Right.
y'all beneath me, put the nose up in the air, and I can't stand them folks.
Man.
Nose up in the air, folks.
Don't even get me started. Yeah. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. But you have any input? Yeah. What do you say?
I'm a humble dude, man. I just, you know what I mean? Like, I used to lead with the sword, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to take on everybody. Fucking, I'll fight your ass. You know what I mean? Just don't call me little motherfucker or some shit. Then we gotta scrap, right?
Oh yeah, that's his thing.
Now,
don't nobody ever refer to P as little motherfucker, man.
but you learn, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
To
just sometimes you don't have to be invited to. You don't have to attend the shit you're invited to.
Brother, this brother right here just popped this. Brother says a true leader is a great servant.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I like
Spot
that.
on.
Yeah, absolutely.
You for the people,
right?
Man. It ain't about you.
Point blank period.
It ain't about trying to get rich, ball out. I mean, okay, if that's your thing, that's what you go into business with.
Right.
But a true leader,
serving the people. Absolutely.
For your people, man. For your people, man. Guys, for you.
I sponsor so many other businesses and mentored, wrote letters of recommendation for young brothers. You know what I mean? Always talking to them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, especially I do IT. So do this. You want to do this? These are the things you got to do. So my nephew, the one I tell you, Ro, that looks like Fresh.
Yeah.
He's doing some IT certifications, and he ended up getting a phone call for a job based on the stuff that I told him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
see,
it ain't really all about you, man.
Right? Yeah, it ain't about you at all, really. You know what I mean? And so, to me, when I look at one of the biggest woes in our community, man, it is definitely lack of leadership. Now I stand on kind of two sides of the street. I believe that everybody should be able to lead themselves, right? Which is a tricky conversation. But I also believe that, you know, we definitely have a lack of leaders in our community, man, and it's disheartening whenever
it's the ego.
Like, yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, it goes back to ego. So, exactly what I was getting at. Definitely.
Even if the person is a potential good leader,
right.
You know, the people that surround him that may need his leadership, they may have ego that may not be receptive to that. You know
absolutely, bro.
So you discourage this brother that might be helping you.
And that's what's disheartening, right? That's the sad part of it all. You know what I mean? Turning people away that we should be drawing in. That's what it's. To me, that's what it should be all about.
What's that young boy name? Kodak.
Oh man.
Let me drive the boat, right?
Misguided. Misguided as hell, man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted. No, I'm just the phrase he used. Like let me drive the boat.
Right.
You might not know how to drive this boat, but I want to drive this fucking boat. And if you don't want me to drive it, I'm gonna sink this boat.
Right. Yeah.
That's a lot of people in our community.
Yeah, mentality. Yeah.
So you talking about leadership as far as everybody should be able to everybody, how you said everybody, you know, should have that capacity to lead. I want to speak on because 25 years of my life was military, but after I switched over and went across the fence, you operate in a cell or a team. And a team is 12 people. Everybody on that team is well, now they've changed it. Influx people is E6, but it used to be everybody on the team was an E7, a senior leader, and above. There's E7, E8s, warrant officers, and a captain. 12 people on the team. Yeah. There's 2 for weapons, 2 for demo. My little part right there. You had commo, you had the medics, you had operations, and you had your intel. So 2 per team.
Right.
Everybody within this team had the capacity to lead in case the ops, the 2 ops went down.
Important, man.
I could step up, the combo could step up, the weapons because everybody had leadership capacity.
That's right.
When there was an operations sergeant in charge, we served.
Right.
And we all basically the same, right? But we served.
Right.
What you need? What you need? What we got to do? What you need? And there was no issues, no problem. No ego.
You put the team before.
That team and that mission come first. If we move as a people in groups of small cells where we have principles and a foundation, but we understand our mission as a people, where it is we're going and how to get there, and put that first, man, will be effective like a motherfucker, man.
No doubt.
And a team too is a group of professionals. So maturity is key too. It's like and maturity for me in this aspect being pro-black is emotional people, reactionary people.
Yeah, man.
To me, that's, and I understand it because I was that dude. But it's also not a mature Pan-African or pro-black person, because you can't control. A mature person can control that.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's energy.
Right.
A mature person control that energy and apply it and direct it somewhere.
Right.
Now I got more control. I can focus on something now, and the more I can focus my fire on something without just going everywhere. I'm mad. I'm angry. Let's fight. Let's go. That's a suicide mission. Hulk smash. That's a suicide mission.
Because you got clarity.
Control.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I got a clear mind and a thought. All right, boom. All this energy we got, boom, right there. Find a protective line. Here. We're gonna move this way, and we understand also we might not be able to hit right now.
Right.
It might take me a couple of days, a couple of weeks to hit. So really, that ball of fire just went nowhere because I can't hit yet. But the more I can control that, control this heart rate. One of the things we learn in a team, a lot of people will see like the whole COD, Call of Duty thing, and then just basically built off special forces teams, not SEALs or whatever. Right. But the thing with that, there's nothing special about what any operator does. It's basic warfighting techniques. The thing that makes it special is, I like to call it 1,000 times 1,000. Every infantryman has battle drills. So we'll take a battle drill and break that battle drill down. And for this whole week or 2 weeks, we only work on this first part of this battle drill.
Second nature.
So it's I could sleepwalk through.
Right.
Whereas a normal infantry might go, they go to the field and train on it or whatever. But we'll take that thing and just work one part of it.
What was that phrase you used? You should be able to walk through your fucking house at night
and know everything is.
Okay.
And with that, with 1,000 times 1,000 training, because you do one move 1,000 times, multiplied by 1,000 until it's absolutely perfected. It's a basic drill.
Right.
But then you get into what's called a flow. And the flow is, I done took this drill, my heart rate is controlled, and to me, it feels like I'm moving slow, and it's so smooth that to the outside eye, it looks fast. Now, it may be fast,
right.
but it's so smooth and it flows so effortlessly, because if you train that way, it's like everything's slowed down. And like, I've been through some rooms, kicked down some doors, or ran through a wall. The minute I hit through this damn wall, that little smoke is like it just slowed down and cleared.
Slow motion.
Target. And it's just slow. But it happened instantly.
Right, facts.
And everything's recorded, but back then, when I came through, it wasn't recorded, put on social media. Nobody knew who the fuck we were. Even back in the States, you were just a regular fucking Joe. But we would go back and look at film. It's like, shit, that shit was fast. But when you're doing it, flow, which the sisters coming to this class in March, I'm gonna talk to them about flow and get them an idea about flow. But when you got flow, where you control your stuff, and then controlled violence is a motherfucker, man, and it's deadly.
Controlled violence.
Emotional reactionary violence is death.
Right.
In the worst way, meaning it's coming for you. Because shit's just wait.
Yeah.
Okay, look at this motherfucker. Next one. Next. Control, man, flow. So
when you spazzing out, you can get.
But let me stop, because I'll get off the tangent.
Go ahead, you gotta say that. You gotta go on the tangent.
Hey, that's cool though. It's needed. Used to so this.
Sorry about that. But sometimes, man, like with certain subjects, I'll get in the teacher mode, man. I was going to give a whole class just then. That class will be for the sisters. The sisters that's coming in March 6th. The night before we go out, we got the medical portion for y'all, and then my PMI gonna go a little bit beyond the basic PMI. You used to get your PMI, but we're gonna get into flow a little bit, because I want you to step on that rain Saturday morning, rain or shine, and we're gonna get you some flow out there. All right, go ahead.
Love it. It brings me to the final question of the evening. You know what I mean? The final real question, which is, I want both of y'all to answer. What is your vision of a successful liberation effort?
So that's a complicated.
It is. No doubt.
That's a complicated situation. Yeah. And it's complicated because of history. It's complicated because we were taken from our land. And I know it maybe I don't know if any Moors out there or Aboriginal people. Just me talking and the people who think like I think. It's complicated because we were taken away from our land. It's like you snatch a child away from his mother. You cut that umbilical cord. So we're behind enemy lines in the States. So we're talking about liberating ourselves as a people on enemy territory, basically. So for that, man, it's complicated. We know we live in the States. We know the masses or majority of our people, everybody ain't going back to Africa, man.
Yeah,
so
that's a fact.
Liberation got to be here, safe havens for our people here. And our people got to get in their mind, there's nothing wrong with being separate. A lot of people, segregation. No, man, separation is what we want. And that separation includes our own fucking land masses. Not just, I got my one or two. Us coming together and owning land mass, we can build up our own communities, protect our own communities with our own force that patrols our land. We won't need no outside. That's not hard to do, man. Push away, get away from these motherfuckers. Will it be hard? Yes, that part will be hard here, man, because we're so comfortable. We're comfortable within a white, racist, white supremacy system, and we're comfortable. And that's where we as people, like, man, I ain't going nowhere, shit, I'm living good. So that's the hard part, because so many of us are living good. Liberate for what? What you see this check? What am I liberate for?
Sound like
we gotta get them. We gotta get them in these books to understand. So liberation don't mean you gotta go off somewhere and be poor and struggle. No, man, no. And sometimes people always tell me, why you work for? Well, people gotta eat. So they go work. If people got kids, they gotta eat. So I'm not gonna question nobody for they work for the white man. That's what they gotta do for now. But I also think in turn that the black people who are successful at businesses gotta reach back.
Come on, man.
We gotta reach back. Okay, look. Either I'm gonna show you how to set this business up and you can run your own. Come on over here and work for me, brother. I am going to take care of you, and then you be a business owner, a leader of principles with fundamentals, and you really take care of you. Liberation is also, some of us are going to make it back. And then going back, it's a fight there.
It's a fight there.
Because Africa is beautiful as hell, resourceful as hell.
It's infested with crack.
Infested.
Infested,
man. So we still gonna have to fight. We're globally. We're in a fight for our fucking lives. Liberation ain't in my lifetime. Your lifetime. Not even in my son's lifetime. It's a conscious, persistent working that we have to do as a people for generations that we won't even see. But we gotta do the work. Because if we don't do the work, those generations that we don't see will be in the same position. The same damn table talking about what liberation looks like. So we gotta lay the foundation again. And laying that foundation includes our children. If you happen to birth children behind enemy lines, get in their minds.
That's right.
A lot of people say, oh, why you got your kids in these schools? Well, some people work. They can't school them at home. They don't have access to a black school system. So our kids going to these schools, when they get home, check them. All right, son, look, they said this, that, and the other. Let me show you this right here. Let me teach you this right here. Bam, bam, bam. You got to counter that. You got to counter that. And you can't counter it if you ain't picking up no books yourself. You can't counter it at all. Until we're able to get to those communities where we built our own schools, and every black real community has black educators teaching us about us and liberation and how to get there and continue it on for generations upon generations. It's a complicated thing. There's no easy answer, man, because we're in war on all fronts on this land mass called Earth, man.
That's right.
Even in Africa,
you're
gonna have to fight
black people.
Now you can fight more freely in Africa. Because these crackers set this shit up right here. You got to know how to move. You got to understand guerrilla warfare. That's why when cats get on here talking about, I'm gonna run up and
come on.
And man, you don't understand the trillions of dollars.
That's right.
You better understand guerrilla warfare. You better understand warfare. You better learn how to fucking bring yourself down and learn how to move.
And the preparation that they've been doing.
Bro, you got to. That's not saying be scared, black man. No black man needs to be scared. But you got to know and understand your enemy. They're just running up. I ain't doing suicide for nobody. Suicide, maybe I get one or two. On a team, going back to the teams, every man has 210 plus rounds. Of them 210 plus rounds, we have what's called a 95-96% threshold. Meaning all my rounds are going to count. Them 210 rounds, I better have 100 and some odd threats alleviated. And then a lot of people say, oh, how would you do that? This is just me. A warrior doesn't see, when he's looking down, you don't see a person. If that's your enemy, that's a target. It's a target, man. That's a threat. You're in the way of the liberation of my people. So, them 210 rounds, it's the between 94 and 96% threshold. I mean, you better be training. Your ass better really know how to fucking shoot. You can't be about fucking talking and I know this, that, and the other. Sometimes I be wanting to challenge jokers. Hey man, meet me at this range, though. Let's see the stuff that you really talking about. Because a lot of people, it's easy to talk yourself up.
Don't be voted.
Oh man, it's easy to talk yourself up, man. That's why sometimes I stop doing a lot of stuff like on my page because it's too easy. People, let me go check on the card. This is the answer. So I would make up some stuff, man. Be total bogus, and people be It's like, okay, bro.
Like that day he made that fucking question about the stopping power. I'm like, you overthinking it. You overthinking it.
Yeah.
But as far as liberation, black people in this country have $1.4 trillion of wealth, right? But we are a nation of consumers.
Absolutely.
The way to start our liberation is we got to stop spending our money with everybody else and build our own shit. Right, and if a motherfucker want to do business with us, like they want to do business with AT&T, you got to get vetted. We don't
absolutely, absolutely,
But build the schools. You got 1.4 trillion dollars. Build a school, build a hospital, build a bank. All this stuff, so you don't have to go run and beg somebody else that don't really fuck with you for help. You know what I'm saying?
And it's psychological. These crackers was good at psychological warfare because if you think about it. The black people with money, or when they get money, what's the first thing to do to show? To show that you've made it. I'm gonna go get this white designer. I'm gonna go put these Louboutin red bottoms on my feet, designed by this white designer. Oh, I'm gonna go to your boy Jake and get me a chain made that this cracker that made for me. I'm gonna go put on Gucci shit that this crap. But our people out here making stuff too. So can you imagine applying them dollars to make some of our stuff exclusive like that? But we don't see it that way. Psychological warfare says the white man's ice is colder. I got that from
I use that to this day.
The white man's ice is colder. His stuff is better than ours. Oh, I gotta go to the store because
water is wetter.
What's the leather ass shoes, man? What people be wearing?
Balenciagas.
Oh Lord.
A fucking name.
Payless shoes.
Right. I psychologically control mine.
Because it say Balenciaga.
But that cracker is the shit. I made it. I got some Balenciagas on my feet.
Come on, man.
What? It's a brother or sister over there making some shoes. It's a brother or sister over there making a fine quality fucking shirt. But we don't do that. To show we made it, we gonna go grab that cracker's dog. Psychological warfare.
What you call it? Zip coon.
Zip coon, man. Zip coon.
Zip coon. But yeah, man. So like, that money, it costs money. To build a nation. You can't just do shit. You know what I'm saying? Just talking to a motherfucker trying to.
You can't go exercise the shit.
You need the money to build this shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you about AT&T. You said it costs money.
Please do.
Maybe I shouldn't say it, but fuck it, I'm gonna say it. I mean, and that's why these brothers, man, I owe these boys, man. Because ammo ain't cheap. Sometimes folks show up with no ammo, no weapons, no nothing. Guess who does that? AT&T. But if you look at the video in the end, I mentioned giving props and salutes, man, because we got some people that donate. We got some people enter our group that just make it happen, man. Because sometimes some people struggle, man, but they still want to train.
Absolutely.
It was a sister, man. And
that shouldn't be the barrier.
It's a sister, man. There's a sister on here right now, man. We first kicked off. Hey, man, this sister, no lie. Here go $800.
That's beautiful.
If it got a coverage, this, that, and whatever. Here go, hey, another brother. Hey, bro, here go $100. Here go this. Here go. Bro, here go $5. This one I got. Bro, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Because it's a collective. We got to understand and learn how to move more as a collective. Because ain't shit free, especially in the hills of America. Shit costs, man.
You live in a capitalist society.
That's why people always talk about, why you work. Shit costs here. I'm not finna starve my children out.
right.
Shit costs here.
Yeah.
Either, and I think, instead